A very good afternoon to our viewers out there on the live stream. My name is Tubes Taylor. You are watching the Women's Statewide All-Stars Series. It is the NWFLW taking on the NTFAW at Dial Park in sunny Penguin. A little overcast perhaps, but it's a beautiful place, Penguin, my favourite place in Tasmania. As I said, my name's Tubes Taylor. I'm here joining you for commentary, and on my left is my good man, AFL Tasmania CEO, if you don't mind, Damien Gill. Great to see you, Gilly.
G'day, Tubes. What a treat to be in the comm-box with your good self, and really looking forward to Game 2 of the Statewide Women's All-Stars Series. I thought Game 1 was a ripper. I had the pleasure of being up there at East Devonport for the clash, and looking forward to seeing this one unfold and seeing what the NTFA bring to the table.
Yeah, absolutely, Gilly, and we've seen the NWFL in full flight at Girdleston Park, the wide open expanses of East Devonport there. It was a very entertaining contest between the NWFL and the SFLW sides. Emma Humphries kicking that goal from 55. You loved that, didn't you, Gilly?
Yeah, absolutely loved that. Loved her game altogether. Really led from the front. Of course, co-skipper of the NWFL setup. They just seemed like they wanted it more, I thought, the NWFL. And they've got the hard task today of backing it up and playing another game in quick succession. But it is on home territory at Penguin, your favourite place in Tasmania. I wouldn't mind some analysis on that. What makes Penguin so good? I do like it myself.
Yeah, well, have you ever been there? You walk down the main drag, you got one side, you got the shops, the other side, you got the beach. You got a beautiful Two Blues footy side to watch. The basketball's strong up there as well with the Two Blues. Big sporting, I was going to say city, but it's a town for sure. And lovely people up there, the farming community that goes right back to Rihanna. That's where I played my cricket, up at Rihanna, and the red dirt. What's not to love?
Well, you've sold me. Yeah. Might have to have a look at some property.
Oh, mate. Good luck finding a property
exactly.
at Penguin. Players to watch from the NWFL, as we touched on. Emma Humphries had a ripping game, as did Megan Gaffney, and we talked a little bit just there about their desire to get around the footy. That's certainly one thing I got out of the broadcast, watching it from down here in Hobart. It was tough to see on the screen, but you could certainly see how desperate they were to get numbers around the contest, and I'm sure the NTFA girls would have been watching that, Gilly. Is that something that you picked up around the grounds being up there live? Yeah,
definitely. I think they used the space better at East Devonport, and they swarmed numbers well. So they used their leg speed to advantage, and they got in and really crowded the SFLW on many, many occasions. And then from there, they were really tactful in how they spread. And Megan Gaffney was a key player in that, actually. Used her toe to great effect. Got on the outside, and they're also really clever at using Emma Humphries on the outside of stoppage, so she'd just sit off the pack and they'd use her as the designated user, and by foot she's deadly. We saw that, so I'd be interested. I imagine Ange Dixon, a coach of her calibre, would have done her homework on that, and they would have someone going to Emma Humphries at all times around those stoppages, not just letting her sit off the back and wait for the outside ball.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That's the benefit of having the second game too, I think, for Ange Dixon and her charges, is that they would have watched the game on Saturday and taken a fair bit out of it. The other player that I want to touch on probably didn't get as much of the ball as someone like Emma Humphries or Megan Gaffney, but certainly gave her team the first use of the ball, and that's Charlotte Vanderberg in the ruck. She was outstanding.
Dominated, absolutely dominated. Of course, Devils ruckman, ruckwoman I should say, and did a fantastic job all across the ground. I thought that was a significant advantage between the NWFL team and the SFL team. I think that left lacking in the ruck somewhat and gave them first use, as you say, and they took full toll, didn't they, really? They had a lot of contributors, I thought, the Northwest team on Saturday. Candice Belbum, I liked her work inside, and she
tackled hard.
Tackled hard, contested disposals, and she combined really well with Emma Humphries. I thought they had a great chemistry. So, a lot to like about the Northwest girls, but it's a tall task backing up from a Saturday game to play on the Monday. They've made a couple of changes, and let's see what that brings today up against a fresh NTFAW team that we haven't actually seen run out as yet.
Yeah, no, Amy Bissett's out of the side, and she was what I would call in the top 6 players of the game on Saturday. And, of course, there might be a couple of others that we can't pick on, but the one that I want to touch on is Abby Holberg Cox. She had about 24 disposals and got plenty of it, and I left her out of the best, the 3-2-1s.
Yeah,
she was definitely in the top 3. I should have included her.
Yeah, look, not your best, but that's okay. No, she had a lot of the footy and really took it on from half back, carried the ball well. I thought, she was definitely one of the players to watch, and again, that's one that Ange Dixon would have put her time into, and they would have plans for her, no doubt. I think her, Emma Humphreys, and as we touched on, Megan Gaffney, they're not going to let them run free.
No, and actually one of the players that I really liked too was down back Libby Haynes. You can see her on screen there, number 22. She
Terrific,
was excellent. Yeah. But they're a strong side, the Northwest, and they'll come up against the Northern Tasmania Football Association women's side that is riddled with talent as well. Meg Sinclair's one to watch, Ella Mora, Maggie Cuthbertson, Michaela Binns. Great name.
Yeah, it's a cracking name, isn't it? Of course, coach of the Launceston outfit in the NTFA. Really looking forward to seeing what Ange Dixon's team can bring to the table today. As you say, a lot to like across most lines of the field. I think from what I gleaned from discussions on the NTFA side is that they're looking to be quick as well, speedy team.
Yep.
Probably don't have the height or size of the NWFL girls, but will look to use their pace, which could be really exciting given what we saw from NWFL on the Saturday, that they were pretty quick themselves, so we could have a speedy game on our hands.
Yeah, like it a lot. Another one, Georgia Hill, she's one to watch out for. But I know we're not going to talk too much about you being the CEO of AFL Tasgilly, but I will ask you this question. What does it mean for you to have Rep Footy alive and well?
Oh no, this is something I'm really passionate about, this All-Stars series. I think it was well documented what went on around the TSLW last year, and it was really unfortunate, the set of circumstances that unfolded, but we were really keen to make sure that we had a meaningful All-Star series that brought the best together and showcased them in real style. And I think from what I've spoken to, the players from both the teams on Saturday really enjoyed the experience, want more of it. The coaches are loving it, and I think this is something that can really blossom into a key part of the footy calendar.
No, I'm completely with you, mate. I love it, and I hope that the men can take a little bit away from how much pride these girls have gone out there and worn their jumper with pride and really represented their leagues, with the full facet of what it means to be a representative footballer.
Now, a peripheral question for you, Tubes. We've seen all 3 hits now. Which Guernsey do you like the most? Well,
I live in the south.
Yep.
I'm from the northwest.
Yep.
So it's not the NTFA's jumper.
I probably think that's the best. I think that's
really?
The pick of them.
No, I'm the northwest. I think the northwest is great. The lovely maroon that represents that beautiful soil you can see in the background, and a splash of yellow or gold if you like, just representing the golden maroon of the northwest coast. As we just take a look at the race just to see if anyone's coming out. Umpire's doing a great job out there too. The girls will head out into position. Just before we get started, what's your tip?
Yeah, well, I think I'm legally bound to tip the umpires in every game.
No,
I think the NTFA might get the chocolates today.
Right.
And I'm saying that in part for a bit of theatre, because then that would mean the winner of the series would come down to the final match between the SFLW and the NTFW, which could be interesting if they all ended up on one win.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Emma Humphreys just in the foreground there, and then on the other side is Megan Gaffney. So it looks like they're going to run with a bit of pace on the wings, the Northwest, which we knew that was going to happen. It'll be interesting to see what happens in this first bounce if we get underway very soon. Got about a minute to go until we start. Apologies to the umpires, I don't have their names with me, but they're legends.
do a fantastic job. The umpires.
It's like a reasonable day up there, no real dew. Umpires have been sent out into their areas.
It's an incredible surface and venue now, Dial Park. It's jewel in the crown.
I miss the old ground, the old Penguin Rec. That was
old Pertec Park.
Yeah, Pertec Park. That's where I played a lot of my footy in my under-18s. It looks like Deanne Taylor's going to start in the middle. A little shake of hands. How familiar do you reckon these girls will be with each other, Gilly?
It's a good question. I don't reckon ultra familiar. I had a chat on the weekend to a few of the Northwest girls who said they knew maybe 3 or 4 of the names from the Southern team, and that was about it. And the same on the Southern team's side of things. So it's a fascinating encounter in that regard.
So about to get underway here at the Dial Park with Townsend up against Vandenberg. Vandenberg wins it down out the back for the North. Little dribble kick, doesn't get too far away. Hard at the footy down there's Belbin. We know she's going to barrow in, and we'll see a ball up. One thing about the female variety of the game is there's hair and stuff going everywhere, isn't there? So back again, ruck contest, 1 down. A little handball out from the Northwest. Nothing really doing. No one's really got any clear possession except Townsend comes out with it and drives it forward. Fisted away from behind. Sinclair's going to run onto this one. She just gets trapped there by 4 Northwesters. Out it comes the back here. A little bit of dummy candy stuff sold from Taylor, who drives it inside forward 50 and bang, a nice strong mark taken there by Johnson. And she'll look to go towards goal. She plays on quickly. A little left foot punt. That goes okay. Straight in the breadbasket down there of Johnson. She couldn't quite tap it. Tapper goes forward. Bourne again at the bottom of the pack. Through she comes, just wrapping up there was Johnson. Now a little handball came out for Radford. Radford handballs back towards a teammate there in Hennessy. Heading around the corner. Big tackle laid. Gee, it's scrappy stuff early. No one can really get any clearance. And Radford gets tackled hard. Umpire says play on. Bourne. That might be a throw. No, a little bit high, so it'll be a free kick going the way of Baxter.
So Baxter to bring him out from the last line. Just switches across and finds Haynes. Haynes, a pokey little ball. Good enough to find Stevenson. So the NWFL control possession down the wing. Kicked to a contest. A lot of black and white around the footy. It falls into the path of Humphreys. And she takes the sanctuary of the boundary line. So a good start from the travelling NTFA team. The ball to come in. Rucks collide just over the head of Vandenberg. She mops up okay, paddles it along, almost for Nicholas. Farmed out a handball. Here's Taylor. She's had a look at it a couple of times early. Coughs out the ball. NWFL break away with a footy. They'll try and get some pace on it. Gathering eventually almost was Hall. Gets it out to a teammate. Illegally, says the umpire. So it'll be a Northwest ball in the hands of Ellis. Ellis now kicks long and centrally. Jumping at it nicely was Singleton. Couldn't collect the grab. Binns finds her target. And they'll bring it out and just cool the Jets. Off half back is Blair. Blair across. They poke it inside. It was gathered by Sinclair. She drops it off again. Good block ball. That was the big ruck. Doing a good job in the ruck contest, but also with the follow-up stuff, Tubes Taylor.
Looks like she went for a driver there when she needed to chip it with a 9-iron there, Gilly. So a boundary throw in, just forward of centre for the Northwest. Over the heads of the rucks. Out it comes now for Nicholas. Nicholas gets wrapped up in a really strong tackle by Belbin. Bouncing ball here. Bobbles around a bit for Stevenson. She can't quite get a hold of it. Orton, who kicked the first goal of the game last game for the NWFL. Now a chance to run onto it. Ellis gets a kick forward and just sprays it to the near side for a behind. So the first score goes to the Northwest.
First blood, Tubes. I think it's Binns there from full back, and it might be Hall actually, as Hall goes out and finds her target with a juggle. with the ball in possession as Blair looking out in the Mora direction. Couldn't complete the transaction. She picks up, mops up the footy. Does pretty well, Mora. Swings the ball away, but she'll actually get to come back and have another look at things as whistle halts progress.
Love the black socks straight into a black shoe too.
Black socks, black shoe, black long sleeves.
Yeah,
big
love
fan. That is a helicopter, and it's gathered well by Gaffney. She moves with haste. Good kick out. Finds her target in Cahill.
Strong grab.
So Cahill from 60 out hits a lead very, very nicely. Sharp stuff there from the northwest. There's a good lead on the burst. It might have been Shania Saywood, I think it is.
Yes, well picked up, Gilly.
So she'll march on in, and this would be just what the doctor ordered for the hosts. Already got one win in the books, and they've started well here at Dial Park. She kicks truly, and the NWFL skip out to 7 points to nothing. Tubes. Taylor.
Well, mate, what a start, and what a kick from Shania Saywood from about 35 out. Bit of an angle there, but straight through the middle. We'll see it again here on the replay. Beautiful approach, straight down the middle of the ball, straight through the middle of the goals. Umpire didn't move, and they're away to a hot start, the Northwest. Early in the piece, I thought, gee, the NTFA are on here, but the Northwest just settled after probably a few little nerves early. So back in the middle, Dial Park looking a picture, tapped up forward there by the North, chasing the footy down there is Smith. She can't get a hold of it. Gaffney with a handball feeding out. This is good work by the Northwest as they move the ball forward again. Long roost to centre half forward, coming through with strength. Gee, that was big from Singleton. Now the handball came out by Belbin. Chasing the footy there, Smith. She did well to just dodge a couple. Now Belbin, a chance with some space in front of her. Leading down, that was a good kick almost to Ellis. Couldn't quite. Northern Tasmania just getting a little pressure here. Belbin followed up, then copped a knee in the face. Umpire said play on. Quick kick away there by Crooks just to clear the immediate danger. Rushing to the footy. Brilliant little pick up there by Radford. Handballed off to a teammate with pace. It's Nicholas who throws it on the right boot. Up to centre half forward. Nice strong mark down there to the number 25 who I haven't got, Gilly.
Cuthbertson, that is.
Cuthbertson. Well done to Maggie Cuthbertson who drives it forward, and a nice strong mark there in defence by Haynes. She'll clear the footy.
Been stitched up on the team sheets there, Tubes. That's not your issue as the ball comes out. There is Gaffney. She couldn't quite bring it under her spell, but she might just get herself a free kick. She does. So Gaffney, loved in this part of the world, just pokes it down the wing, looking for a teammate there in Purton. That'll be a free kick as it was high on Mitchell. So Mitchell, she's a bit confused.
Caught holding the footy.
Oh, she's been ping-holing the... No, I would have thought that was high. No, holding the footy. They're all a bit confused, Tubes. No one's sure whose free kick it is. As Blair goes, I'll take it anyway, and puts it inside 50. There's Gaffney, shakes off one, handball into dangerous territory. It's in a good spot for the NTFAs. They poke it out as Holberg Cox. Out on the outer wing now. What a confusing moment. Groves butters up. There's a whistle. This will go the Northwest way, that's for sure. You can tell by the cheers in the crowd. That'll be a guiding force for us this afternoon as Taylor will take her kick.
No relation as she kicks it long up the wing. Flying across Belbin. Gee, I love the way she just goes about it. She might have a bit of claret coming out of her by the end of the day. Quick kick forward was by Barringer. Belbin missed the ball. Spinning out of trouble, then into trouble. Barrazendale with a big tackle, caught holding the footy.
Superb.
Brilliant tackle by the Northerner. She looks up.
Oh, 50!
A little bit of lip. So the umpire doesn't like that. 50 metres against Bethany Taylor. So this will take Brazzendale deep inside forward 50. She'll look up. This is what the North want. Just winds up, kicks it long. Now a chance for the North if they can get it. Johnson's down there. And now out the back for Cuthbertson around the corner. Quick kick goal. So the first score to the North is a goal to Maggie Cuthbertson. And that was ill discipline there, Gilly. 50-metre penalty just put it into the danger zone.
You're dead right, Tubes Taylor. That was sloppy stuff, and Cuthbertson will be a force for the NTFA. I think you'll see them try and drive a lot of their play through her. She is a quality player, really good user by foot and sharp around goal. And you saw there, as soon as it was fed out, it was like shelling peas for Maggie Cuthbertson. She puts the goal on the board.
Really good hands there from Sinclair. Meg Sinclair just to throw it out to Cuthbertson, who's a known goal kicker.
We're back in the middle, hit out one by Ronkin. It's a good name as well as the ball is farmed out. They're straight inside 50 here, the NTFA. Good mark chopped off by Anderson. She powers it long and strong. NWFL pace on the footy again. A bouncing ball out to half forward. NTFA win the foot race through White. Sloppy disposal with pressure on. Sees it spill straight out of play. So the NWFL with the footy again in dangerous area. They'll bring it back in. There's Saywood, the goal kicker earlier. She kicks long and hits her target.
Marshall.
Really good stuff. Marshall, who's kicked bags and bags and bags of goals in the NWFL. This one would take a good kick. Every bit of 50. She gives it a ride. It just drops short. Pressure on. Terrific tackle from Hill. Bearing down on Howard, who just couldn't believe her luck. She was just streaming into goal, but Hill said, no, thank you.
Bit of Heath Shaw, Nick Rewald about that one.
Indeed, as Groves brings it out of defence. They're on the outer side. Good hands provided by Bourne. And this is good footy from the NTFA. Now back in the hands of Cuthbertson. She's becoming a nuisance. Goes along with a kick. A really good user by a foot, Tubes Taylor, as Shaw feeds it back for a runner. A little bit of candy. Kicking long. And it should be chopped off. It nearly spilled to Taylor. Not quite. And it's tipped through from Gaffney. A minor score. And guess what? The scores are level here at Dial Park.
Could be back here next week, Gilly. As that one flies outside of 50. Gaffney should run onto this one. Had some opponents arriving late. It was Crooks that ran after the footy. Cop one in the back. No, Belbin's there too. And tackled is Brasendale. We'll see a ball up. Great to see the cars around the ovals. Once more. Little ruck contest. There might be a hold here. I think it will go the way of the North. Yep. Ronkin will take the free kick for a hold. We saw a jumper being pulled there. Short one's on for Ronkin. Finds a teammate. And Taylor.
Been busy, Tubes.
She has been.
Oh, great mark.
Tough stuff going back with a flight. Is that Haynes?
It is Haynes.
Yeah. Freakish in the way, her ability to read the ball. It's a lot of numbers here for the North as it comes out the back. Hill gets tackled late by Vandenberg, who just looks at the umpire saying, where's my free kick? We'll play the whistle there. Barringer goes back. Now the ball is fed out for Hill. Hill at centre wing with a nice long kick. Goes down towards Taylor. Taylor protects the footy, then handballs to a running player who's in their opposition colours, and Sayward goes back to Ellis. And that's not 15. Umpire said play on.
They've still got the footy, though, the Northwest. They just trickle it down the line. Pressure on now. It's gathered by Taylor again. She's brought her own footy along to Dial Park.
Well, there was a Taylor that used to play at Penguin. It was the only way he used to get a kick was if he bought his own and had one at half time. And that's Tubes Taylor. But Deanne Taylor's got plenty of it, hasn't she?
Last touch, so it goes the way of Haynes. She's been good early. Pokey little ball. No one in earshot of Stevenson. She kicks to a pack. Good fly. It's just poked forward by Smith. Ball up for grabs here. Winning it well was Cahill. Throws it on the boot towards 50. There we go. Marshall competed terrifically well at ground level, fighting for it with Binns. They'll work it out through hands, although they'll attempt to NTFA, but it's straight back in the mixer. Picking up was Groves. Slipped through her fingers. She fights for it. Wins it again. Great stuff from the NTFA and a bit of toe. Sees them skip into the middle. They go centre corridor. Almost a good mark taken by Bourne, and she follows up with the tackle but just strays high. So it'll be a Northwest ball through Baxter. The tattoos. She goes along. Brought to ground. This should be mopped up by NTFA. They've just made a bit of a meal of that. Good enough, though, was Blair, and then caught as she looked to just straight away. It'll go her way, though.
Again, undisciplined there from Ellis. Just went the player, not the ball.
I tell you what, Blair just looks in a mood to move every time she's got it. Keen to go.
Bip, bip, she says, and the kick comes long down the wing. And that's a nice sliding mark by Libby Haynes. A little bit of strictly ballroom there on the knees, sliding across Dial Park. So Haynes has saved a couple of forward movements by the NTFA for the NWFL. There'll be a free kick pulled out here. Which way is it going to go? I think it's going to the north. Almost a little falconry work there done, but Binns will take the free kick.
I'm not sure that actually is Binns. We may have a little team sheet mix-up there as the ball comes out. There's Mora. She's just shoved over by Humphreys. In a mood, Humphreys. Slick hands. It comes out to Ellis. She steers it inboard. A bouncing ball. Bringing it under her spell was Cahill almost for a moment. Back from Marshall. Striding in as Cahill. And finishes off. Northwest on top here at Dial Park.
Well, what a start from the north. It's been a lot of play down in the NTFA's forward 50 or inside their forward half, really. But when they get it inside their attacking zone, the NWFL really go together. And it's evidenced there by that goal from Cahill.
The big thing, I reckon, with rep footy, Tubes, is just how quickly the team can gel.
Yeah.
It's no easy task. I just feel like this NWFL team has done it well.
Back in the middle, ruck contest, Vandenberg and Townsend go at it, and it was a pretty even contest as it comes out the back. Gaffney's trying hard. Cuthbertson got her handball back, and there's the quarter-time siren here at Dial Park. It is the NWFL 2-1-13 leading the NTFA 1-1-7. Goal kickers for the NWFL. First goal of the game went to Shania Sayward with a beautiful kick from about 40 metres out, and Phoebe Cahill was the only other goal kicker for the Northwest. Maggie Cuthbertson with the only goal for the NTFA. How'd you see that first term, Gilly?
It was exciting, wasn't it? Both teams pretty keen to take it on and move with pace. I think Haynes was probably the player of the first quarter for mine. NTFA looked dangerous particularly early, but some key involvements. And I think the difference is probably just that cutting edge inside 50. Yep. The NWFL just look like scoring goals every time it gets near that 50 arc.
Well, they've had it down there plenty of times, the NTFA, but as you say, Haynes has just been gobbling everything up, the aerial ball that's been coming in. She's been fantastic, and they just haven't been able to just get some clear use of the footy inside their forward 50. You can see this goal from Cuthbertson was a ripper. We'll take a quick break here. It is a 6-point margin in favour of the NWFL. We'll be right back in just a few moments. And that's a nice sliding mark by Libby Haynes.
Inboard, a bouncing ball, bringing it under a spell was Cahill almost for a moment. Back from Marshall, striding in as Cahill, and finishes off. Northwest.
Second term about to get underway here at Dial Park in Penguin. Conditions superb for footy. My name is Tubes Taylor. I'm joined by Damien Gill in the commentary box, and an entertaining first quarter of footy, Gilly.
I've loved it. It's been terrific, albeit some jumper number stitch-ups for yourself and I, and but outside of that, been really good. Frustrating in the commentary box, isn't it, Tubes?
It's a little bit frustrating, but
we just don't want to let down those at home tuning in,
that's right.
Calling the wrong names,
and we don't want to disrespect the players in the jersey either. So, but we understand there's a lot of volunteers that make this stuff happen, so we can give them a little bit of time. At least we've got it right now, Gilly. And the Northwest girls have been held in a little bit longer by Richard Douglas. What do you think his messaging's going to be?
More of the same, surely.
Yeah.
I can't see what you'd change too much, the Northwest. They've been tremendous again. I think if you're in the Northern huddle, you're going, right, we need someone to put some work into Libby Haynes and not let her float off and take those intercepting marks, because that's been the downfall for the black and white so far as I can see it, Tubes.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're too far off at the NTFA. I think they're getting a fair look at the ball. They just need to probably finish a little better. So back again. Ruck contest one down by Vanderberg. Out it comes now for Taylor. Trying to get the hands away there was Mora, and she's thrown it, so the umpire will give a free kick. It'll go the way of Stevenson, the co-captain. She's been very good. I like the maroon striped socks too in the maroon kit, if we're talking about kits still. This one's just going to be pushed under the ball there. That was smart work by Smith. Got a kick to the footy. Now a handball out the back. Here's a chance for Johnson. Kick on goal. Has it gotten enough on it? Brilliant defensive work down there by Binns. And that one's gone through for a behind.
So Michaela Binns arrives just in time and then brings it out of play. That was a sloppy kick and lets in the NWFL here. Coming back through Belbin. Then inside, a kick on goal. Binns will be able to mop up her work.
Well, someone might need to take the bins out.
Yes, as Binns feeds it and finds her target in Hill, just hugging the boundary. Good healthy crowd there at Dial Park. Pokey little ball, asks a bit of Mora over her head. It was picked up by Taylor. She makes it someone else's problem. Humphries on hands and knees, probably illegally dealt with by Mora, and she'll win herself the footy. So Humphries wastes no time. Off the right peg. Steers it towards her intended target there in Ellis. Doesn't get there though. It was well chopped off. The NTFA make their way out. Hill drops one she should have taken. He's dealt with illegally though, and will get a free kick and a bit of relief for the NTFA.
Can I just come in with something, Gilly, that you might be able to make happen around the leagues? See the jumper number on the front?
Huge on it.
I love it. I love it for spectator value. Not just recognition, but for the spectators. We can all see who they are, whether they're facing us or not.
Good.
Make it happen, Gilly.
Good grab by Mora. She kicks in the direction of her intended target, Sinclair.
Wow,
they break away now. Taylor has been terrific, but that kick is found wanting somewhat as Baxter interrupts. Kicks into the corridor. The NWFL look pretty assured, ball in hand. They aren't sure who wants this one. They raffle it off in the end. The ball trickling along with a socker. Good tackle applied by Anderson. Screeches it to a halt as Bourne looked to break away.
So ruck contest in the middle. One down again by Vanderberg, giving her players first use. Smith, so smart. She's been great so far this game. Kicks it deep inside forward 50, running out the back. That's not bad by Hennessy. Her kick comes out to the wing. Will it stay in? I don't think so. So it'll be a free kick to the NWFL. Humphries, smart, sprints over to get it.
Like a seagull on a hot chip.
She could have a shot from here, the way she's going. She's a beautiful kick. She plays on quickly with a centering ball. That's clever. Out it comes now. Stevenson with a chance. Just ducked past the tackler. And now onto the left boot. Sends it inside forward 50. Getting to the front there was Sayward. Gets her hands on it. Can't quite get the kick away was Cahill. Diving on the footy down there. The North player's got to be careful here. And the umpire will ball it up. As we see a pair of golden retrievers in the background. Just really loving life at the footy. Can't do that at North Hobart Oval.
No, you can't. You cannot. As the hit-out's won, possibly tackled without it there. The ball is farmed out to Smith. She's been terrific. Here is Humphries. Just slips through her fingers as she looked to eye off a kick it towards goal. It was Johnson who poked it back inside 50. Taylor again working hard. Mops up her own footy. She's got Humphries for company. Just punches it out now, Taylor. It was picked up by Johnson. Here is Hill. Feeds it out. Mora trickles it along. Hard footy to gather at the moment. And a whistle will go the way of the Northwest. It'll be Humphries.
Not sure what that was for, Gilly.
Maybe a little afters from Mora. Humphries, this is beyond her distance, although the other day it wasn't. So who knows? Takes on the kick. Long and into the pocket. Good grab! Terrific from Marshall. Comes up big.
Wow. Clunk. The contested grabs, whatever level of footy, are worth their weight in gold, and that was an absolute ripper.
Takes on the kick. Long and Taylor Marshall. Good grab! March on in. Make things tricky for the NTFA early doors. Straight through the hey-diddle-diddle. There was a helicopter, but it matters little. Another one for the hosts, and they are on song, Tubes Taylor.
They certainly are. Well, it was an ugly kick off the boot there of Marshall, one of the most scrubbiest kicks. There must be a little bit of a breeze going on up there at Dial Park, but what a clunk.
That's huge.
Players flying everywhere, coming across the front of Statewide.
Terrific from Marshall. Comes up big.
Actually have this, thanks.
Yeah.
And have a look at this kick. It was rank off the boot, but it doesn't matter when they go through the middle.
Oh, look at that. There was a helicopter, but it matters
little.
Another one for the hosts, and they are on.
Fast bowler. What's his name? The bricklayer. He used to send down thunderbolts. He'd have been happy with that amount of swing. Out the ball comes now for Brasendale. It's holding the footy.
They're all over him here, Tubes.
Yep.
This is danger signs, I think, for the NTFA.
Smith off to Humphries on the right boot. Throws it long. Big fly at the back. Strong mark. Strong defensive mark there by Georgia Hill. She plays on quickly. She's a beautiful user of the footy. Kicks to a 2-on-1. That's going to work okay for the North. Radford from half back. Sends a short one out to a teammate there. It's going to bounce for Hill. Oh, well done, Hill. Got it out. Now back to a teammate there in Radford who kept running. The pressure, though, from the Northwest is immense. Now the ball bounces out here. Nobody can get possession quite now. Gaffney came through. Gee, arriving really quickly there was Townsend. The quick kick goes forward by the North. Going back with a flight. Oh, courage from Humphries. She plays on through the middle. Finds a teammate. That's a brilliant kick. Now a long kick inside forward 50 by Stevenson. Down towards the forwards. Out the back, here's a chance for Orton.
Oh, it's Marshall's kick.
Marshall's going to have another shot. Well, what was that? A little too high, Gilly? A little push? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'd have to see it again, but he was quick on the whistle, so it must have been obvious. But Marshall has been a handful today. She was pretty quiet here on Saturday.
Well, by a normal lofty standards, of course, but in she comes. Let's see how she kicks this one for a second in a quarter. That's a better kick off the boot. It's at least spinning right. My goodness, has it got there? Has it got the journey? Let's see. I think it's through. Brilliant kick. Marshall's got 2 in 2 minutes and extends that Northwest lead out even further to 18 points. 3 straight kicks.
Big problems in the Northern coaching box now. They've got some work to do. Step one.
Right. My goodness,
he's put someone on Humphries, I think.
I think she's come into the game.
She has.
Got 2 in 2 minutes.
It was that kick. She went back with the flight and she opened up with a kick down the corridor. And then your defence is scrambling when it comes in that quick.
That fast. And I think we saw that in the other game on Saturday against the South, that those long penetrating kicks of the Northwest where they can clear the area deep into the forward 50, giving you forwards first look at it, that's the stuff that can win you games of footy. Ruck contest won down by Townsend. The kick was smothered though and went straight to a Northwest player. Now a chance out the back here. The Northwest have got numbers around the footy. Brilliant stuff down there by Hall, who got a handball back to a teammate there in Crooks. Crooks kicks it up the wing. It's a contested ball here for Gaffney. Gaffney gets tackled hard beautifully by Cuthbertson, and it'll be her free kick.
They need to bring Cuthbertson into the game. She wastes little time. Off that left. Pokey little ball towards half forward. Boundary might be helpful here for the North. They just get that territory. Just slipping off the boot.
Again, Gilly, just want to touch on the numbers around the footy from the Northwest. Their desire to go hard in the footy and get numbers around the contest is why they're in front.
They've got a lot right. As the ball comes in, it was tapped down by Nicholas. Inside forward 50. This has been uncharted waters for much of the day for the NTFA so far. Here's Cuthbertson just looking for it off the outside of the pack. She gets her handball out and will go out of play for a throw.
For 125 to 117. The NWFL well and truly in charge. Kick was smothered there by Mora. The kick of Mora. Bouncing ball out the back here for Dennis. Dennis with a smart touch. Umpires have pulled out a free kick. It'll go the way of the North. Nicholas with a short kick. Didn't find its mark. Mora trying hard. Got a handball off. Around the corner kick coming up. Meg Radford just got a handball away. Gaffney now with pace. She's got a couple to deal with. Got a little handball away from the area. Danger zones here for the Northwest. They just need to get Cuthbertson on the end of the footy. Can't quite get it. Nice defensive work by the girls in yellow and maroon. Bouncing ball here. Smart handball up. Out of chance now for Sinclair, whose kick goes inside towards the posts. Just needs to get a handball here. Brilliant stuff by Gaffney and co down there defending. And watch Gaffney run.
Away she goes with a burst and kicks out onto the wing. It's cut off. It was good work by Hennessy. Almost gathered there by Townsend. She's claimed in a tackle. Townsend then climbs on top as the ball is with Howard. The umpire says, enough of that, give it to me. So 10 and change gone here in the second term, and the game so far belongs to the Northwest. As they climb on top, it was in the back of a Ruby Mitchell. She'll take her kick. It's Northwest comfortably lead this one, and are a half away from claiming the All-Star Series, it must be said, as it's off hands, comes from Crooks. Not a great kick, but finds Townsend. She farms out a handball. Kick inside 50 now. Who's the target? They all fall to the floor. It was good hand out, and here it falls for Sinclair. She gets her kick away and gets a much-needed goal for the NTFA. That was sharp hands, quick ball movement, and a good finish by Meg Sinclair.
Well, that looked better from the centre, didn't it, Gilly? They just were attacking together, running together.
Good hand out, and here it falls to Sinclair. She gets her kick away and gets a much-needed goal for the
just
NTFA.
What they needed, just
that
a
was
little
sharp
steadier,
hands,
just to
quick ball
give them
movement,
a little bit of
and
confidence, because they have been attacking quite a bit this term. 11, nearly 12 minutes gone in the second term of this Women's Statewide All-Star Series.
Well, the game needed that, I think.
Oh, yeah. 4 minutes to go. I think you're absolutely right, Gilly. But what they needed it too, the North girls, just for their confidence. We'll see another ball up here. So the twin ovals up here at Penguin. Just real quick, which is your favourite twin ovals? This one or the one in the south?
Jeez, don't make me choose.
It's clearly this one.
Probably Penguin. But if Paul Godomski's listening, of course not. As the ball goes up, Ronkin up against Vandenberg. She's had the better of the contest thus far, but I tell you what, Taylor has been sublime. She kicks it long inside 50, looking for Cuthbertson, who just dealt with her opponent in Holberg Cox, who was terrific on Saturday. She steers it into the corridor. A couple there in yellow. Good hands, and here we go. Guess who, Tubes?
Gaffney.
It's Gaffney. She moves it. Picking up for the North was White. Spills a ball out. Gaffney again. Puts her handball into the centre. It's all black and white, though.
Oh.
Really sharp stuff there by Blair. She gets her kick away. A bouncing ball for the goal kicker, Sinclair. She's beared down on by Haynes. Terrific from Haynes. Great intercept stuff in the first quarter, and that is awesome tackling pressure from Haynes.
I don't know if you can get a message out there to Richard Douglas and Ange Dixon, but I'd love to see a little half-time sprint between Megan Gaffney and Gemma Blair. Let's get the 100-metre gift up and see what can happen.
It would be unusual to have competitors in a game doing the half-time sprint, but hey,
I'm up for it.
These are unusual times as Vandenberg wins it down. Taylor, I tell you what, he's trying harder than anyone out there. Great handball over the top, trying to put a bit of speed on the game over the northern side. In a scrap was Ronkin, and it'll be a Vandenberg ball.
So Vandenberg from half forward sends it down. There's only the Northerners down here. The Starks. It comes out the back. That's a reference for a Game of Thrones, folks. Out the back, here's a chance now for the NWFL. They just need to get it into the arms of Marshall. It could go anywhere. Ellis is down there, trying to get rid of it. Now the Northerners arrive late. Handball came out there from Hall. Now the kick out by Belbin goes towards the pocket. And it eludes Kelsey Hill for a moment. Her handball came over the top, found a teammate there in Binns. Binns now clearing the area. It's all northwest out here though. Holberg Cox, who's been suspiciously quiet, throws it on the left boot, gets it down towards Belbin. Belbin's got a couple to deal with here. Hennessy's there, wraps her up in a nice tackle, and we'll see a ball up.
So, dying embers of the first half of footy here from Dial Park. A terrific contest, one that's belonged to the yellow and maroon so far. Farming out a handball was Blair. It came to Humphrey. She just got by a couple. Just dealt with him. Gets her kick away. Bouncy ball. Emma Humphreys.
Wow.
If you don't mind. What a goal. You absolute star.
That is almost a replay of the game that she played last week. The goal that she kicked on Saturday, rather. Dodged through a couple. Then from outside 50, Gilly, sent it home. What an absolute ripper. Can't wait to watch that again.
She just dealt with them there, didn't she, Tubes? Look at it. And then that just peg of hers.
The cannon.
As soon as it left the boot, you knew it was goal bound. And I tell you what, that is a real hammer blow for the North. Oh. Right there it is. There's the siren for half-time. So right on half-time, Humphreys lands a crushing blow.
Well, I didn't want to be a cliche commentator and say, gee, the NTFA just don't want to get a goal here. So I didn't say it. And then it happened. And I tell you what, Emma Humphreys, that's star, that is. Right there, that's star quality. To go through three different players, then kick it from just inside the 50-metre mark. Brilliant goal from the captain of the NWFL. So the NWFL 5-1-31 lead the NTFA 2-1-13. Goal kickers for the NWFL. Two to Taylor Marshall, both in that term.
And we've seen one here, yeah. Tubes, terrific.
And it was a real
look at that.
Flat pancake, wasn't it? Shania Sayward with the first goal of the game, and Phoebe Cahill, and of course Emma Humphreys with an absolute juicer. And for the NTFA, Meg Sinclair and Maggie Cuthbertson with one apiece. We'll take a quick break here and come back with the second half of this Women's Statewide All-Stars Series from Dial Park between the NWFL and the NTFA. Tubes Taylor and Damien Gill will be back soon.
Yeah, going beautiful actually. Worry, but it's a bit of an unknown too. He's hoping it's not too bad. Yeah. But yeah, it's a worry. So did you get your bus in over there alright? Yeah, I ended up just going right here. Oh yeah. Ah, yeah, okay. I didn't realise that. Actually, I don't know if that gate was open. Oh, well, it must be. Anyway, no, it was all good. Yep. I come straight through the change rooms and after you it was all good. Yeah. It was a couple of blocks. Now, Shannon, you like that all right? Yeah, well, permanent. So, yeah, good to have a bit of structure now. No one off work. I'm like, you just got last. I'm nearly going on a year and a half over. Or even realistically since we moved up here, I mean, which is going on 2 years. Yeah. Like, but, you know, before I moved up, I had a permanent full-time gig doing this at the uni. So, and then since then it's all been sporadic bits and pieces here and there. There was one stage I was bloody shit. I figured out I did worked for 5 different people in one week. I did a day surf coaching, I did a day disability, a couple of days at the nursing home, and then I think I did a game here, it was a Devil's game. So what's that for? And then I think I was seriously 5 days in a week. I was like, this is bullshit. You're like, I couldn't keep up with the calendar and Jamie couldn't. But anyway, it's all set in stone. I've got 73 hours a fortnight, so enough time to tinker around with little bits and pieces that I get on the, you know.
Yeah. What about surfing?
Plenty of that. Shitload. Yeah. Well, they're all sleepovers. It was all at night.
Yeah.
So I only actually work 4 days. 4 9 to 3. And even 9 to 3, if they're surfing, if they're surfing in the afternoon, I can still get them in. So no, there's plenty of time for that. Don't worry about that. That's the most important thing. I'm always made right here. You better not.
Back for the second half here from Dial Park, and as Tubes Taylor just recovers from
had a little issue, didn't I?
Yeah, we shared a kettle chip, and it was nearly your undoing.
Could have been the end of Tubes Taylor.
Could well have been.
Went down the wrong end, but we're excited to get this game of footy back underway. Damien Gill. Emma Humphreys with a little bit of doubt just into the minds of the NTFA girls, with a nice goal from outside 50 to bring that first half to an end.
Well, I think it was a really big goal in shaping this contest, because the NTFA had done a lot and spent a lot of tickets to claw back into the contest, and a really important goal from Meg Sinclair to keep them in touch, and that goal from Emma Humphreys right on the shadows of half-time makes things pretty tricky, and it makes it a difficult second half assignment for Ange Dixon's Chargers.
Yeah, absolutely. A 14-point margin at half-time versus a 20-point margin at half-time, or close enough to it. 3 goals versus 2 goals is certainly a different task, isn't it?
No question.
Yeah, it is. Really good condition.
We can see on the scoreboard 5-2-32 plays 2-1-13. Players get in position. And Tubes Taylor, you'll get us underway with those dulcet tones, provided you're okay.
I'm just trying to wedge or dislodge a piece of corn chip out of the back of my throat. Had a fair little fit there, didn't I? You had the triple O almost ready to go. But
correct.
Underway. Ball up. Ruck contest one down by Vandenberg. Out the back here like this by Cuthbertson into the middle. Whoa, how about the don't argue? Just flicked one of the Northwesterners back down to Rihanna. Fan ball came out the back for Bourne. Nice work into Gemma Blair's hands. That's a good kick into a dangerous spot. Bouncing ball. Who's down there for the North? No one. As it's picked up nicely there by Anderson. Her kick comes back into the corridor. Standing there, though, was Olivia Smith. Smart stuff by her. Got a handball away. Bouncing ball for Baxter just avoids her. Smith went back and got it. Now a kick up to centre wing. Flying at the ball was Radford, but it's the Northwesterners that get it. Lily Johnson does the work and kicks it up long. Finding her teammate out there on the far wing. Brings the ball back inboard. Humphreys is there. It bounces past the 2 number ones. Emma Groves, it eluded her, and here comes Taylor, who had a ball on a string in the first half. Bouncing ball, just ran into a brick wall there, did Baxter. It might have been Libby Haynes, actually. Tapped across, nicely worked. Here's a chance for Cuthbertson. Kicked off the ground by Humphreys. Umpire said play on. Some of the crowd might have thought, scooping it up. Might have thought it was a free kick from the crowd. Diving over the top of it was Stevenson. Quick kick forward by Belbin, and they look to go inside forward 50 for the first time in this half. Bouncing it, handball out. It was a little open fist. Going forward again. Here's a chance now for Orton, and it bounces. Touched off the boot. No, it's referee behind. So Orton with the first score of this third term.
So from full back, it'll be Binns to bring them in. The NTFA need to get a wriggle on. I like the move of Cuthbertson into the middle, it must be said. Here's Sinclair. She's got space to work in. Off that left boot, she picks out her target with aplomb. It's fantastic stuff. Finding Townsend. Townsend kicks for Mora, slips through her fingers. Picking up was Bourne. I've liked her game. Mora keeps it moving. Guess who? Emma Humphreys cuts off. Lethal right peg. Gets it moving. There's nice stuff for Singleton. Feeds it over the top. And the Northwest inside 50 once more. A bouncing ball. Saywood eyes it off. Really good stuff by Hill. She deals with her and collects the footy. Kicks down the corridor, but again, Humphrey stands in the way.
She just reads the play so well, doesn't she?
She's been superb, Humphreys. Beautiful use by foot, almost picking out Cahill. Slipped through her fingers at the inopportune moment, almost for sale. There's Cahill again, butters up, gets it off. It's Belbin now towards 50. Black and white have the numbers. It was battled well by the Northwesterners. Good little punchy handball by Johnson in the direction of Smith. They've got a problem now. Hands and knees, it's Hennessy. She's got to get it out. No, the umpire looks after her. Waste no time, throws it up. Vandenberg with the fist, just charged in. Caught was Hill. The ball came out. It was with Hill again. Came from her opposite, number 3. Just trickling along. Northwest seem to always find the numbers when they need them. It was Belbin into the hands of Johnson. She fires in the direction of Marshall, but they run out of tarmac, and it's a minor score. So the Northwesterners extend their lead by just one solitary point.
Well, it's a similar tale to what we had on Saturday, Gilly, in that the Northwest girls are just attacking the footy in numbers. As this kick comes out, this will favour the Northwest as it comes out for Humphreys. Humphreys gets her kick down inside forward 50, floating across in front. Nice mark to Singleton, and she'll go back and have a shot.
She read the fall of the ball really well there, didn't she, Tubes? Because it sort of just dipped.
Certainly did. So the Devonport product will go back from about 35. A little angle here. How does she strike it? Not too bad. It's not going to make the journey. Floating over the top. The defenders here will clear the area. That one was out. Nicely kicked by Hennessy. There's an umpire free kick.
In danger, I think.
Yep. So it'll be a free kick going to the captain, Stevenson. Beg your pardon, it's not at all. It's Vandenberg, the ruck. Just gets another opportunity to go back behind a mark here. Wasn't a real nice kick off the boot, the first one, so lucky to get another chance. Yeah. That's a good roost. Floating out the back, here's Hill. Got it off to a runner in Crooks. Crooks' kick comes out to this near side wing. Bowls it through everyone. Oh, attack on the footy was hard. Going to be a kick against Nicholas, I think. Going to be a free kick going the way of Holberg Cox, who's been quiet by our normal lofty standards.
Big bump there.
A huge bump. Bouncing out the back, that was good stuff by Hennessy, who's been busy down at half back. Now a chance for it was Hall, and then a big tackle laid. Again, Nicholas down behind play. Look at the numbers around the footy for the Northwest. Brilliant stuff there by Haynes. Out the back, here's a chance for them to go forward again. Just roosts it and hopes. Coming through with a double fist was Crooks. Crooks left the footy behind. Now it's picked up there by Mora. She got dumped in a tackle. Here's a chance now for Stevenson going inside forward 50. The kicks are sprayed a little bit and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
She'd love her time again with that last kick. So the ball to come in. Inside forward 50, just around the arc. Vandenberg wins it with a decisive fist, but just helps it straight out of play. So Northwest in charge of the contest here at Dial Park. 5-4-34 plays 2-1-13 as the ball's back in again. Vandenberg just dealt with her opposition ruck. It was sprayed out of there. Holberg Cox now looks to show some toe. Steers a ball looking for Stevenson. Doesn't quite get there. Mora wrapped up. Strong challenge. And up it goes again. What do you make of the Nicholas sort of dread setup she's running there?
Love it. You know I'm a big fan of a haircut or a hairstyle, and I'm enjoying it.
He's claimed in a really strong tackle by Saywood.
Something different. Love it.
Bit of flavour.
Yeah. Bit of Craig David.
As it's up again, that is a strange ruck contest, it must be said. Mora helps herself, gets it out in the hill direction. Couldn't quite gather. A nice little handball over the top, as you say, by Saywood. She's been good. She finds Belbin. Belbin just put it out into space, and she might run onto it. It was Brasendale who's claimed in a tackle, and that is a fortuitous little bounce into the path of Stevenson, who says thank you very much and kicks the Northwest 6th goal.
Well, Gilly, I'm telling you, the Northwest just want this more, and they wanted it more on Saturday. The fact that they're able to back up 2 days later too and play a similar brand of football. Tell you what, Coach Richard Douglas has got his Chargers fired up. They now have a 27-point lead. 8 minutes to go in the third term.
It'll take some serious reeling in, Tubes.
Well, again, just numbers around the footy for the Northwest. Every time you look up, you've got a gold and maroon ball jumper around you. Ruck contest. Ronkin in the ruck against Vandenberg. We might see it go again. Nicholas just pulled it away and then got stripped of it. And it comes now for Mitchell with a kick around the corner. This is going to land in the arms of an opponent, though. Crooks played on quickly. That was a good bit of work. Nice kick down towards Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson, she's a good user of the footy. Nice little drop punt just through the fingertips of her teammate there. Townsend's down there too. Big tackle laid on Haynes. There's numbers here for the North. Quick kick forward was no good by Johnson. Pushing the back here will go the free kick to Holberg Cox.
She's coming into the game a little bit this quarter.
She must have heard that I was into her a little bit, that she's not getting enough of it. She plays on quickly. Good chase down there by Sinclair. Through the fingertips, Taylor with a nice long roost. Gee, it's a good old bush punt that goes flying inside forward 50. Here's a chance for Sinclair. Handball's off to a teammate there in White. White's kick's going to bounce. Which way does it bounce? Smart work and rushed over the line. For the first score of the term for the NTFA, it's a rush behind.
Yeah, they've got some work to do, it must be said. So from full back, the Northwest will bring it back into play. That's a sloppy bit of use from full back. It invites in White. She looks for Mora. Haynes gets it out. Just heaved out of defensive 50. Kelsey Hill chops off. Pokey little ball is a good one for Taylor. She has been the shining light for this NTFA setup. So Deanne Taylor, nice little ball. Is looking in the direction of White. Here is Cuthbertson. Sharp stuff. Has some work to do off that left peg. Almost there now for Townsend. It's butted up. It's with the goal kicker earlier on. And I tell you what, Sinclair, she almost got the googly to work with her, but it just went the wrong side of the upright as we see it again. I thought it was going to bounce truly for her, but a little bit too much spin on it.
You were almost out of your seat there, Gilly, with that one. We wanted it. We were willing it through just to get these NTFA girls back into the contest. They're trapping it inside forward 50, though, which is good. Handball came out to Nicholas. Little fend off. You can't fend off too many, otherwise you'll get caught holding the footy. Blair was quick with a handball. Taylor with a nice big tackle laid on Mitchell. And it was a little too high, so Mitchell will get the free kick at half back.
I still like the intent, though, Tubes. Going hard at the footy.
Yeah, love it. Mitchell's little high ball goes okay. Oh, gee, just a little underneath it there was Ellis. Tackle without the footy. Umpire missed the free kick going to the NTFA. She's going to get one here, though. Maybe a little evener. So it'll be a free kick going the way of Barringer. Barringer from centre wing. Looks up. Nice little chip up. Oh, Cuthbertson flew. And this one's gone through the fingertips. It'll be a boundary throw-in, I reckon, Gilly. Just forward to centre for the NTFA.
Healthy crowd, must be said. See on the sidelines there, Daria Bannister helping out with this NTFA team. It's down from Vandenberg. It's picked up by Taylor. She's caught high, so she'll get a relieving kick. She wastes no time, and the umpire says, hang on, steady on.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So back she goes. Young Taylor. She's been terrific. She kicks to the hot spot. It was all NWFL, almost there for Cuthbertson. She just dealt with her opposition. It's bobbling around. No one laying claim to it as yet. Eventually gathered by Mitchell, and she's claimed a tackle. It'll be thrown up.
Nicholas with the high one there.
Oh, it's Nicholas,
yeah,
sorry. You're right, Tubes. It's come long down the line. Pack forms again. Hill the flyer. Couldn't bring it down. Vandenberg farms out the handball. And guess what? Gaffney goes to work on the outside with some toe. She had no one really to kick to, so it was cut off by Barringer. She opts to go down the corridor. A terrific grab from Mora.
Yeah, that's a solid grab for Mora.
I tell you what, Tubes, we need to see more of that.
Mora.
More of that.
Right, sorry, I missed it.
You're a bit slow, and you, as it's
still trying to breathe.
Almost in the Humphreys direction. The ball squeezed back into congestion. It was probably a fair shout for a free kick on Letitia Taylor, but Diane says, I'll just grab it. Puts it inside. Ball bobbling around. It's a hot footy to gather. Northwest just keep forcing it their way. Surge mentality. It's just kicked along by Gaffney. They somehow robbed that one. Just coming out with it was Howard. Just sprawling forward. They'll climb on top, the Northerners. And it'll be finally, after all that, it's going to be a free kick because it was Blair who just jumped in the back of her opposing number. And it comes out now to Johnson. It's been a scrappy little patch of play here. It's picked up by Blair. She's trying her hardest. Holberg Cox, look at that, just strides through them. Made them look silly as Hill picks it up. Bounds away, tries her best imitation of what she just saw, and that's a great kick. Really good stuff to find Taylor. Steering ball is a good one. Find Sinclair. They need the footy in her hands. Looks lively. Goes out to give herself a bit of room. Pokes to the hot spot. Arriving was Cuthbertson. Really good gather and finish. Terrific stuff, Hayley White. That was sharp, crumbing footy.
Yeah, that's what the game needed too. And you said it, Gilly. They just look good when they start to pass it around a little bit more. This is a dangerous kick inside forward 50 from Meg Sinclair. Roved it beautifully. Kept the feet, did Hayley White. And then went bang and keeps them in it. 3-2-20 rather. The NTFA trailed the NWFL 6-4-40. A 20-point margin. Right on the cusp of three-quarter time here at the Dial Range Park. What's it called? Dial Park? Just Dial Park, isn't it?
I just run with Dial Park, yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's what it's called, I think. So, a few moments left in this third term.
Yeah, not long at all.
19 points the margin in favour of the NWFL. Another quick goal here will be great for the NTFA. Taylor tries hard, got it out to a teammate as it goes inside forward 50. Strong grab by Haynes. Well, that's what she did all day in the first term. She's had a lot of it. Her kick will clear out to centre wing. Big fly in the pack. Taylor tried hard. Now a chance for the North as they go forward again. This is a good little burner. Out towards Meg Sinclair. Needs to move it quickly. As she looks up, the clock's counting down. Long kick inside forward 50. Rolling ball out the back. And it goes through for a behind. Right on three-quarter time. So 3 goals the margin here at three-quarter time. It is the NTFA women 3-4-22 trailing the NWFL 6-3-39. Well, I've mucked that up because it's 40. 6-4-40. Tubes Taylor having an absolute nightmare. Still his life flashing before his eyes. But a good quarter, and it was almost in 2 halves that quarter. Gilly, I felt like the Northwest really dominated the first half of that third term. But then the NTFA were able to lock it into their forward 50 and just gain a little bit of momentum and get a couple of scores on the board. I know they kicked 1 goal 3 in that term, but it just gives them a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, I think the key difference between the two sides for mine is the efficiency inside forward 50. Northwest didn't really have it in there too often in that term, but they made them pay, didn't they? Whereas the NTFA probably had the lion's share of that contest in that third quarter, but the goals were really hard to come by.
Yeah,
they make it a scrap.
Yeah, they certainly are. So Taylor Marshall's got 2. Shania Sayward's got 1, as does Lauren Stevenson, Phoebe Cahill and Emma Humphreys. For the NTFA, the goal kickers Meg Sinclair, Hayley White and Maggie Cuthbertson. My name's Tubes Taylor. I'm with Damien Gill. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back in just a few moments. Three-quarter time here in this Women's Statewide All-Stars Series between the NWFL and the NTFA. Live from Dial Park. My name's Tubes Taylor. Damien Gill joining me in the box. Gilly, what's the message from Ange Dixon and Richard Douglas at three-quarter time?
Richard Douglas, it would be let's make sure we pile on numbers around the contest, make it really hard for them to move it quickly.
More of the same.
Yep. And for Ange Dixon, it is let's move it quickly. Let's take the game on. Let's basically take risks.
Get the defenders on the hop, you reckon?
They've got to, and they've got to bring it through the corridor with pace. There's no question about it. We might have another score correction as I look at the scoreboard. It might be 21. So that's the only way they're going to be any show in this game, Tubes. There's no question about it.
I reckon it's 23. Gilly?
We'll see. Let's look at the scoreboard. No, 21.
3-3-21. Well, I had 3 rush behinds and Michaela Binns has got a behind, but, you know, Meg Sinclair kicked them on. Goodness only knows.
So the Northwest huddle disperses. Geez, they've got to be happy with what they've seen from this Northwest outfit. They've been terrific. Really well led by their 2 co-captains, from my opinion. I reckon they've both been terrific today.
They really have.
Stevenson, superb. We've waxed lyrical about Emma Humphreys.
Well, we know she's a star. And I think that the 19-point margin isn't beyond the NTFA. If they can get the ball in the hands of Deanne Taylor a little bit more, and, of course, the powerhouse that is Maggie Cuthbertson, they're a real chance. Look at this. They've moved Cuthbertson into the middle right on cue.
Had to happen.
Had to happen. So ruck contest about to get underway in the final term of this match between the NWFL and the NTFA. Nice little attack there on the footy, holding the ball against Ruby Mitchell. So it'll go to Taylor, who looks out wide, has a teammate out there in Hall, who goes short. This is better. Hall goes back to get it and collect it over the top to Taylor. Taylor shrugs the tackle but can't get the handball to where she wants it to go. And the mark taken there by the Northwest. They look to play on quickly. That's a nice long kick. They've got those penetrating kicks working beautifully. Taylor Marshall with a slide. Can't quite get a hold of it. Now the ball comes out here for Binns. Running through there with pace. I think that might have been Lily Johnson. Out the back here, a quick kick forward by Ellis. Cuthbertson lays a shepherd for Binns. Now a chance for Humphreys, who just gets a handball away. And here's Johnson, who goes deep inside forward 50 to the top of the square. Oh, strong mark going back with a flight for Binns.
So Binns takes the footy. Wastes no time. Looking for a target there in Crooks. It eventually gets to her. Steering over the top. It's Emma Humphreys, and she'll come back the other way with GST. Whacks it long and strong. Oh, the two black and whites spoil each other. It's Crooks who'll get it out to her teammate in Hennessy. She farms a handball over the top, and it's seen out by Purton. Be thrown on in. Right half forward for the Northwesterners.
Well, I think that this right on screen typifies what's happening around the footy. The numbers in the gold and maroon are everywhere.
They are indeed, as it trickles out the back. It was gathered by Blair. She was crunched in a tackle. I thought it was a good one, but the umpire says illegal. So Blair has been lively, puts it in the middle looking for Taylor. And you can see why. Gaffney picks it up, drops it off. A smothered ball as they look really dangerous. Gaffney again on a burst. She's so exciting. Gets it out to Orton. Off that right peg. Offline. Luckily for the visitors. Geez, Ian Gaffney is an excitement machine.
Every time she goes near it, Gilly, you sort of just lift out of your seat a little bit. It's very exciting to see. Binns with her kick from fullback. Maybe a free kick going the way of the North, I reckon, here for a high contact. It will be. So this one's in the arms. I think that's Radford. It is. Radford with a nice short kick. Just missed the mark, though. Smart work there by Mora. Her kick just to a advantage of an opponent. Comes through and, yeah, she's been... How many marks do you reckon she's taken? 7?
Yeah.
I reckon at least 7 for Haynes. So she's right at centre wing now. Gets called to play on. Cuthbertson arrived late and got some candy. Big fly over the top. Unrealistic attempt. Umpire will probably give a free kick against. Who was that?
That was an extraordinary effort.
Might have been Purton that went high over the top there. Rasendale.
Where Angels fear to tread.
It was Purton, after all. Mora to Gaffney in the opposition colours. So Gaffney really quickly. Sorry, Gilly.
I was just saying, they're all over.
They really are, as Purton in some space sends the ball inside forward 50, flying across the top. That's a good mark defensively for Georgia Hill.
Hill, probably one of the Northerners that can hold her head high. She's been pretty solid down back. She kicks out there looking for Nicholas. It's cut off and it'll come back inside forward 50. Here's Orton off the right peg. That's got some work to do. It might just get there. Marshall deals with her opponent. Nicholas eyeing it off. Paddles it out. Now with Hill. Hill farms it out. They'll work it out of defence now. It's off the boot of Crooks. Into the corridor. This is better stuff. It's now with Bourne. She came out of the game a little bit in the third term. She kicks it over the top. It's all yellow and maroon though, but the kick will go the way of the Northerners.
Yeah, just a hold off the footy there, I think.
So in it'll come from Radford. Pokey little ball is a good one, almost collected by Bourne. Good hands from Haynes, and they get out of dodge. The kick straight into the middle and wasting no time over the top. They're really good when they're on Northwest. This kick leaves a little bit to be desired. Hennessy just found some space to go to work. Kicks it over the top, a bouncing ball. Again, it's all yellow and maroon. Humphreys in there doing the hard stuff. Handball farmed out. And it'll trickle out of play.
Brilliant work there by Alex Hall for the North, just to hold her own against 3 opponents there and just force the boundary throw in. Brilliant stuff by her. So a boundary thrown right on centre wing here at Dial Park. 5 minutes gone in the final term of this Women's Statewide All-Star Series between the NWFL and the NTFA. Kick off the ground by Nicholas. Coming through with pace there. The tackle without the footy was Cahill. Doesn't get the free kick. Nice work by Olivia Smith. Now Nicholas just ends up on the end of the Sharon. Throws it on the boot. Inside forward 50. Who's down there? It's all the North, but the kick is wayward. It's out of bounds off Sinclair's boot. It'll be a free kick going to the girls in maroon and yellow.
They haven't done much wrong today, have they?
Got the thumbs up from the bloke out the back there. Nice to see you, mate. Got the camera working too. Not sure your name. You can get us on Twitter and at Tubes.
And not a complicated handle, yours. Catchy.
Same word 3 times. Funnily enough, it's my name as well. There's a boundary throw in here, just forward to centre for the North. They'd love to get a goal here. Work down, Nicholas just runs into 3. Got the don't argue off, but it wasn't overly exuberant. Tapping it forward was Groves. Nice little handball up from Bourne. Groves goes back to get it. Tackling her was Belbin. Gaffney got tripped, and we'll get a free kick. So
been terrific again, hasn't she?
Oh, she's just so fast. Doesn't stop.
This little ball over the top, almost there for Saywood. She's competed well all day. It's now in the arms of Crooks. She ran into trouble. And they're on now here, the Northwesterners, if they can get that handball out the back. A bouncing ball just eludes a player in... It's a free kick out of camera, I'd say.
Off the main play, that one came from the umpire a couple of yards back.
So Crooks kicks it over the top. A really good mark taken by Brasendale. She wastes no time to the arc. She kicks towards about 25 out. It was cut off. It's sitting there, though, for Letitia Taylor. She is tackled really, really well. Her opposing player. They'll just paddle it out here, the Northwest. It's with Holberg Cox. And there's a whistle. It's going to be a kick for Holberg Cox. She's been really good after you gave her a bit of a spray.
Come on.
You gave her a bait, you gave her a cook as it comes along from Holberg Cox. And Saywood, who would be one of my key performers today, and I've put them absolute mockers on her. Kicks it into the mark, but wins her footy back and hits a target to Gaffney. Some champagne footy from the Northwest. Some of their best stuff is really, really good. Almost from Stevenson. They work it out together as Orton lets it fly. Kicking along, it's all black and white, and Binns makes it someone else's problem. Just kicks long, and Gaffney again chopping off, intercept mark.
She's been good all day. She's got it half back now. Looks inboard. It's a smart kick, but it's 4-on-1 there in favour of the North. Out comes Taylor, who's battled hard all day. Umpire says play on. Then Taylor just with a little push in the back. Umpire missed it. Down the back it comes towards Johnson. Belbin with a handball up, a little too slick for her. Coming through those, the Ruckman and Vanderberg. Goes inside forward 50. The mark chopped off there by Binns. There's a little bit of a general down there for the North. Her kick comes out, finds Mora, who's a good user of the footy. It's a beautiful kick. Getting to the front though, that was good work by White, who's kicked a goal already today. Gaffney tries hard. It's going to hit one of the players almost on the head there. Rolling through was Olivia Smith. And the umpire, she's dragged it in. Umpire says, no, I'll have it, thanks.
So, 9 and change gone here in the final term at Dial Park, and it's getting very, very difficult to make a case for the NTFA. They've got to get a hurry on as they wrestle for it at ground level. Just eyeing it off was Baxter. Move it out of defence now, the Northwest. Orton trying to arrive on the scene. Barringer the other way for the North, and Humphrey steals and bursts away. Kicks inboard. It's all Northwest. Another goal in the offing your sense here. Kick inside 50. Just eludes the intended target in Ellis. It's still there for them though. Good tackle applied by Binns. Ellis just tries to fire it out. Hill gets a handball away in the nick of time. It's now with Hennessy. Spills out of her hands. Hennessy goes back to win it again. The Northwest, though, fight for the footy. They keep it in the area. Crooks now gets out of dodge, takes a bounce, has time to butter up. Takes it from the edge of the square, kicks and kicks well. Finds Cuthbertson. They need her into the game. Even just to build some confidence heading into the next clash against the South as Cuthbertson goes long. Off hands, edge of the area. All Northwest, as it has been all day. Oh, that fortuitously lands in the arms of Holberg Cox, and she bounds away with gusto. Gets the ball moving down the wing. Kelsey Hill with a good tackle. And it'll be a ball up, edge of the square. NTFA with some serious work to do. 20 points adrift.
I might be able to get employed by the Northwest if they ever need me to rev up a player and just say, oh, she's not getting as many touches as she needs. That'll bring her back into the game, I reckon, Gilly. A free kick going the way of the North here.
Terrific tackle.
Groves with a beauty. Looking for Cuthbertson. Ends up in the arms of Mora. Her kick down towards the half-forward area. Rolling ball out the back. Now pace shown here by the Northwest player. That was brilliant work. Might have been Charlotte Dennis. The kick was no good, though. It ends up in the arms of Taylor. Taylor's kick just bowls through everyone. Bouncing ball out the back here for White. White just needs to get it on the boot. Can't quite because Humphreys arrives. Just scooping it out. Now going to pick up the footy there is Hall. Her kick goes inside forward 50 and going back with a flight. Strong mark there to Meg Sinclair. And she's a real chance from here, I reckon, Gilly.
She's been one of the shining lights, hasn't she?
Yep. She's been very, very good. So she'll kick from about 25 metres out. Waste no time either. She knows that if they're going to be a chance, they need to kick 3 goals in a hurry. Beautiful kick off the boot. Just a little bit short. Holberg Cox trying down there is Mora. She got slung away, and there might be an injury down there. She looks a little bit sore, a little bit of cramp perhaps. Holberg Cox comes out with the footy again. Now a chance now for Bourne.
Great smother.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. And guess who it was? Haynes. Around the corner kick. And it'll be gobbled up easily here by Cahill, and she'll clear the area.
And clear it she does. Vandenberg came from the back, somehow wins the footy despite being in a nest of black and white. Is gathered by Hall. She just keeps it moving for the Northerners. They battle for it. Wanting it more than anyone was Howard. She gets it the other way. Taylor steals and cut off by Holberg Cox. What a terrific play. She's had a ripping second half.
Just might like to make it clear, I never doubted her.
No, there was absolute sincere doubt. Real questions asked as Mitchell uses her toe to advantage. Bin's now in trouble, just gets her kick away. It's a bobbling ball in the centre square to be gathered. It was well done there by Nicholas. Gets it out to Crooks. Doesn't quite hit its intended target. The players all stop as Crooks tries to barrel in again. It's gathered by Townsend. She kicks inside forward 50. Good mark. Taken by Mora.
Well, Mora was basically deceased in that forward pocket. She went down with some severe cramp. Must have got a little jug of pickle juice into her. And she's landed a nice contested grab. And she'll have a shot on goal from about 35 metres out.
She's battled hard, Mora. What can she manufacture here? Marches in, crosses the paint. The kick, every bit of 35 out. Nice off the boot. The journey was always the question mark. Bourne has the footy now. It was cut off by Baxter. It'll be thrown up just about as close to the goal as you can get.
Gee, the North will be happy with how the umpire brought that out.
They will indeed. As Nicholas tried to find some yardage. Getting through was Holberg Cox. Mora found space somehow. Just throws it on the boot. And just, I thought it almost snuck through, but it hit the woodwork on the way through. So out on the full. And unfortunately, that's a bit of a summary of their day.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gilly. So the ball to be brought out by the Northwest. Nice long roost. Gee, that's a beautiful kick out towards Vandenberg. Belbin, who's been one of the best for the Northwest, gets her kick out. Big fly there by the North player. But you can see the numbers around the foot again. It was Crooks that was the only sole survivor out there for the North. Out it comes for Humphreys.
Oh,
her handball
terrific.
was elite. Out it comes now. That's a good tackle on Johnson. It'll be a free kick going the way of the North.
It's the way she brushed them off there, Humphries.
Yeah. Brasendale, who's been good in patches, finds Taylor, who might have drifted out a little bit of the game. Short one through the fingertips. Nicholas trying hard. Out the back. Here's a kick on towards goal. Bouncing ball. Who's down there? Looks like Radford's going to get there. She's got 3 to beat. She did really well, Radford. Out the back it comes now for Baxter. Baxter got a rushed kick. Oh, gee, that's the sort of stuff that makes you sort of hold your breath, doesn't it, as they come flying out. Purton there just scooped it up. It lands in the arms of Hill. Hill's kick goes inside forward 50. Nice strong grab. Wow, what a mark to Sinclair.
Been good, been really good.
Well, if you look at a direct opponent right now, that's all she wrote here. This is just for a little bit of pride for Sinclair. Nice kick off the boot. It's not going to make the journey. And that is all she wrote here at Dial Park. The NWFL 6-5-41 defeat the NTFA 3-3-21. Goal kickers for the NWFL. Taylor Marshall with a couple, then singles to Humphries, Cahill, Stevenson and Sayward. For the NTFA, it was Meg Sinclair, Hayley White and Maggie Cuthbertson who were the goal kickers. Better players on the day. Well, you could go through the whole list of the NWFL and say that they all did something right.
Yep.
But the better players, I think, it was probably set up by Libby Haynes down back in the first half of this game there, Gilly. Emma Humphries was fantastic, as was Megan Gaffney. Candice Belbin provided a target and a hardness around the contest.
Stevenson good as well.
Stevenson, Shania Saywood, Libby Haynes,
terrific.
we mentioned before. And Abby Holberg Cox, I knew she was going to come back into the game. And Olivia Smith, who did a lot of good stuff running around the packs. For the NTFA, I thought Maggie Cuthbertson and Deanne Taylor were best for them on field, along with Meg Sinclair, Michaela Binns down back, along with Cara Hennessy. But they just couldn't get to the contest the way that the NWFL wanted. They were desperate, weren't they, to win this game of footy?
They wanted it more, and they wanted it more on Saturday too, and it just played out that way. They set up the game, and then really, they were just like occurred on Saturday. The opposition were chasing their tail, and then they were able to just swarm numbers around the footy and make it really, really hard to score. And they'll be disappointed that that's their 2 games out of the way. I reckon they're just getting a taste for this, the Northwest, the way things are going. But they're going to win the All-Star Series, which is a really, really good claim to fame in their first. Well, it's the first iteration of the series, and it's the first time there's been a Northwest Football League rep team for the women. So fantastic to see. Not only they're performing strongly, but knocking off both teams. It's a real credit to everyone involved. Yeah,
absolutely huge, Gillian. Richard Douglas should be proud of all of his girls out there that have played in both of the last couple of games. But I tell you what, Gilly, this is how momentum's built in the north of the state when you've got a rep side like this. And same for the NTFA and the SFL, who have both come off losses. But it'll be interesting to see what happens next Monday when those two sides, the NTFA and the SFL, take on each other at North Hobart Oval next Sunday.
They're just playing for pride now, Tubes, which I'll be honest, not many thought that would be the case. Northwest, no question, coming into this series were the underdogs, and they've ended up coming out the top dogs. They've been fantastic, absolutely terrific, led really, really well by Lauren Stevenson and Emma Humphries, and the belief in this group, terrific. And I think a lot of these girls would have gained confidence that they can take back into their local season, kick on, and then of course at the end of the year we've got the statewide final series that will see the premiers of each 3 come together, so there'll be plenty for these girls to take from it.
I love this from Richard Douglas too, just gathering his girls, having a last word just to remind them about how lucky they are to be representing their part of the state, representing their community clubs, and how proud he must be of his Chargers to have run out victors in 2 games in 3 days.
Well, that's the thing we didn't really talk about, the quick turnaround.
Yeah, no,
they didn't look stuffed at all. They looked the hungrier side. They looked like they had the greater work rate. Absolutely terrific.
And there's a fair crowd here too. They're all really proud of their girls, and I'm sure footy in the northwest of the state is stronger for such games as this rep game that we've seen today. Well, my name is Tubes Taylor. I've been joined by Damien Gill. That was the Women's Statewide All-Star Series, the second game of 3 between the NWFL and the NTFA from Dial Park. Repeating, it was the NWFL 6-5-41 defeating the NTFA 3-3-21, a 20-point margin in favour of the Northwest. Until next time, we'll take a break. The game on Sunday next week will be streamed live from North Hobart Oval. Keep an eye on all your broadcast guides. Until then, we'll catch you at the footy.
Tony, is it? It is. Yeah, right. Just 10 o'clock and unplug. Yeah. What is it? Am I taking it? Just that lot. And then I'll go around quickly unpack the camera and get it to it. Oh, good.